Right, a very sweaty Alex, as you can probably see. Even though it's coming close to 10 p.m. at night, it's still absolutely baking. And I mean, it's still 30 odd degrees now here in Slovenia. Anyway, I've just been back from walking up to Bled Castle. It's 11 euros if you want to go into it during the day. Don't do that. If you go after 8 p.m, it's shut. It's not shut. The castle's still open. You can still go into the castle. It's completely legitimate, but they shut where you pay, so you can just walk straight in. It's what the person at my hostel said everyone should do, and everybody pretty much does it. I think the queues are not queues, but there's more people up there at that time because it's free. You save 11 euros and you've got the same. You can go into the museum still. That's still open. You can see the spectacular views. You can see everything, but without paying the 11 euros, so it's just well worth it. If you are in Bled, I'd recommend doing that. It's not too far from my hostel. It's about a 15-minute walk. There are a lot of stairs, be warned, but it's not as bad as the walk to the viewpoint yesterday, so it wasn't too bad at all. But yeah, I'm still sweating like crazy because it's still hot. Right, I've just woken up. My hair's a mess. I look pretty tired because I am pretty tired. Yesterday was a pretty crazy day. I realised I didn't speak to the camera much, so I'm going to use this time now to do that and explain exactly what I did yesterday. I might put it over the footage, I might put it wherever, but it's the next day because I didn't speak to the camera at all yesterday. There's a few reasons for that, but we'll get into it. So yesterday I did a emerald green river rafting tour, I believe it was called, and it was really, really good. It was 12 hours long, which is why I'm so tired today because I didn't sleep so well afterwards, and it was nice. There was like definitely needed breaks within it, and the hiking wasn't too extreme. It was actually just nice, and the tour guide was so nice, and everything was planned really, really well. The rafting was fantastic. But I'll start from the beginning, and like I say, I might use this commentary and put it over the footage I've got. So to start the day off, I got picked up in my hostel here just before 8 a.m, which is quite early, but we needed to be because it was such a long day. I didn't get back here until just before 9 p.m, so it was almost 13 hours long. And so I got picked up here and we went straight to Triglav National Park, which is a little bit of a drive from here in Bled, but it's huge. The national park is just huge, which is why it took so long to see so much of it. And the first thing we did was we drove to a waterfall in Triglav National Park. I'll put the name of the waterfall right here. There's a lot of Slovenian names, so I won't even try and pronounce it, but I'll put the name of it here on the screen. And yeah, it reminded me a lot of Iceland because there's a waterfall when I went to Iceland that you can walk behind, and with this one you can also walk behind it, but it was nowhere near as busy as the one in Iceland because it was early morning, I guess, but we were like the only ones there going behind it, so our tour group. So there was 8 of us in our group that went on the tour, and it was a really good number, and I got on with everyone so well, and I'll get more into that later on when I talk about the rafting. But anyway, the first stop was the waterfall, and it was fantastic. As I say, you can walk behind it, and basically when you walk close to it, you got a bit wet because it was such a big waterfall. I warn you, I've got mainly photos of the trip rather than videos because I just took a lot of photos and was with the tour. I just wasn't thinking to even record. I was just sort of taking it all in, so I was getting photos rather than videos. I got a few videos once I realised, hang on, I need to get some footage, but of the early stages, I don't think I got much. So anyway, that was our first stop. After this, we stopped off at the first set of lakes in the national park, and basically it was we got told the story of the goat with the golden horns, and that if you rode it, you got good luck. So of course I rode it. Here's a picture of me doing that. And again, it just sort of emphasises the beauty of this national park and the beauty of Slovenia. The colour of the water there is so clear. Everyone was really friendly walking past, saying hello to us, and knowing that we were like a tour group and everything like that. Everyone was happy, everyone was smiling. It was really, really nice. So we were only there for 10 minutes to take photos. And then after that, what did we do after that? I can't remember, we did so much in a day. I'll get back to you once I remember. So next, before lunch, we did a hike right up to the mountains, and we just were able to see so much of the mountain range. And I think the highest mountain in Slovenia, which was Mount Triglav, and obviously it's within the same park, so that was really, really cool. I believe that's like 2,800 meters above sea level, but we sort of hiked to the highest point you could hike, which was about half it. I think it was 1,400 meters, and there was quite a nice breeze, which really helped because it was hot, and it has been hot. It's so hot here in Slovenia, so that really, really helped. This hike sort of took us to lunch, so we went for lunch after that, and we just stopped off near a supermarket and got a few bits and bobs from there. Lunch took us to rafting, so after lunch we went rafting, got in all our gear, got into our wetsuits in this scorching Slovenian heat, like 30 plus degrees, in these black wetsuits, and I was boiling. Everyone just wanted to jump in the water, and we saw Socha River. We went to see that, actually, I forgot to say before we went rafting, in a really nice viewpoint, but then we went rafting down the river, Socha River it is, and the colour of the water, like I said, it's emerald green, but it's just like unlike any colour you've ever seen before. It doesn't really look green in photos. To be fair, it doesn't look that green in real life, but the colour of blue mixed with sort of a greeny is just so nice. You just don't really see that anywhere. So obviously we all jumped into the river as soon as we got our wetsuits on because it was so hot outside and we were scorching. But the river itself is very, very cold. It's like 8 degrees. It's just so cold from the source, and we weren't that far from the source. So it gets hotter as you go further down the water, but never as high, never higher than 15 degrees. So it was just really, really cold throughout. Anyway, we were taught how to raft by another tour guide, and again, the group worked so well together with talking and having banter and laughing together, and it was something that was really rare. And the tour guide said to us, "Oh, did you all go to school together, or did you all know each other from uni or whatever?" And we were like, "No, we all met today." Like, he was just shocked that we just didn't know each other, and we had all met each other on that day because we got on so well, and everyone was involved, and everyone was talking to one another. There was no like one singled out or anything like that. It was really, really nice and really, really refreshing. He said that's so rare, and he was saying how nice it was to have a group like that. So I was really grateful to choose that day and get on so well with. I'll insert a picture of the group as well. I'm sure I have throughout because there's a few of them. So that was really cool. Rafting was really cool. Got some cool GoPro shots that I'll put in as well. And there was a lot of fun. So there was a bit where the tour guide sort of on the river, which was a different tour guide to the one for the hiking, turns the boat that we used upside down and put it alongside a rock. So we slid down the rear side of the raft and slid into the water. So we sort of used that as a slide, which was really, really fun. Did that a couple of times. One of the guys lost the glasses, and everyone was trying to get down to get them for him, and it was just so nice. It was just sort of like a family vibe between everyone, which was refreshing. But it sort of sums up Slovenia because everyone's helping each other. Everyone's really nice. After the rafting, we went to go on a car train, so a train that sort of you're just sat in the van. So we were just sat in our tour van whilst on this train, and the train went through the mountains. But there was a 35-minute wait for the train. So what our tour guide did, he just goes, "Who's up for some beer?" And he just whips out like a crate full of beer from the back that was all kept in a chiller, and just gave one to everyone. And we were just drinking beers at the train station, all talking to one another. It was so lovely, but something so unexpected. I thought he was joking, but yeah, it turned out he did have that. So we went on that train, and then we walked to another waterfall, which was really nice. And yeah, I'll insert some photos and some videos here. But the walk through to this waterfall was sort of in sort of a cave, and it sort of walked through this sort of gorge to get there, and it was just a really cool feel to it. It was like a secret waterfall, even though there was quite a few people there. It was well known. It was sort of just had a cool feel to it, and also just the cool air around that as well, coming from the waterfall and through that whole gorge, was so different to the air in the rest of Slovenia, or the air from the rest of today. So it was really nice to have some time there, because it was so much cooler and so much easier to withstand than the rest of the heat. So that was really, really nice. And also after the train, we went to see the biggest lake in Slovenia, in Triglav. And again, I'll put the name of the lake here. And that was whilst the sun was setting as well. So that was really pretty. And unlike Lake Bled, here in Bled, obviously, there's no like built up, like there's no restaurants, or there's no hotels or cafes or anything like that around the lake, because there's not allowed to be since 1981 or something. So there's just not allowed to be anyone that builds any, there's not allowed to be any restaurants or cafes or hotels. So that sort of gives it a whole different vibe to Bled. Nowhere near as busy, nowhere near as touristy, just quite peaceful. Obviously there's still there people taking photos, but because it was during the sunset, it just wasn't very busy at all. But still very, very beautiful. I would have liked to see it more in the daytime, to see more of its colour and beauty, because it couldn't really appreciate the colour of the water or anything like that. But it was still very, very nice. And that was our last stop before we came back here and was dropped back right where I started the tour. So it was a very, very long day, very, very good day. Definitely worth the money I paid for it. So I'd recommend it if you are here in Slovenia. It was by a company called Triglav, which is funny because the name of the park's Triglav, but I didn't realise the association to it. So it's actually spelled free, like the number 3 and then glav. So I just called them Free Glav, and they're like, well, obviously it's Triglav because it's Triglav National Park and free means try, you know. I'm like, of course, yeah. I was a bit of an idiot there. But yeah, I definitely recommend them if you come to Slovenia. Tour guide was great, really, really friendly, really friendly people. So yeah, check it out. So it's currently day 6 in Slovenia. Today is day 6. That's a weird feeling. It's gone very quickly. So I've got, after today, 3 more days, or 2 more full days in Slovenia. 1 more here in Bled, and then I'm going back to Ljubljana for 1 more night before getting the bus to Zagreb. It's a long time in Slovenia, and today is just going to be a really relaxed day after a tiring day yesterday, and after the heat the last few days. I'm really not going to be doing much. It's not that nice out there. It's a lot cooler. I'll probably go down and relax at the lake a bit later, but again, I just want to rest. I haven't given myself enough rest days, and it's really showing in how I've been during the days. So I think it's important whilst you're traveling, especially for so long, to have rest days like this when you can, because you don't know when you're going to have them. I've got nothing booked for today, and I don't plan on doing that much. So I'm just going to rest, maybe get like a nap in, or just watch some stuff. You might say, oh, but you're in such a beautiful place, why don't you go to see it? But I've seen so much already, and I've got tomorrow as well. You know, I've spent 5 nights in Bled, which is a very long time in such a small area, and I didn't really plan that very well, so I'm happy to have just a rest day today. So nothing's going to be interesting to vlog at all, but if there is, I'll vlog it. If not, I'll speak to you tomorrow. So it turns out that this day has been far from uneventful, as like I thought it would be. I got a bit bored after I was just sat there, you know, thinking, oh, I'm going to just have a rest day, I need to rest. So I went down, and then I saw advertised a place where I really wanted to go in my time in Slovenia, which is Vintgar Gorge, and I'll show you the clips in a second. I've just been there now. Unfortunately, I bought the ticket for there, which was 10 euros return to get there, and then you also have to pay 10 euros entry. I got in for 6, as I'm a student, and which was nice. But yeah, I bought the ticket, and then I got some ice cream, just sat by the lake after I bought my ticket. Suddenly, the heavens open, and there's thunderstorms, there's rain, torrential rain, and it just wouldn't stop. I might have a video of it, but I think it's in portrait as opposed to landscape. You can't really see rain on cameras anyway. It's still raining now, and I was just like, what the fuck have I done? So I'm currently sat on my coat because, as you can see, these these benches are completely sodden, and they have been sodden because obviously it's been raining. It's been absolutely crazy. It's not just light rain either, it's just real torrential rain that we've had to endure here, which is sad because it was as soon as I booked my ticket as well, so if I had known that I wouldn't have come. However, it was actually alright. Like, the rain sort of has died down a fair bit since it started downpouring, and it was actually a really nice place. I got some good footage on the GoPro, I got some nice photos, but another bad thing was as soon as I arrived, 2 tours of elderly people also arrived. So when I first started walking from the gorge to the end, it was very, very busy. I think I've got a photo of that, which I can show you. But thankfully when walking back, I sort of overtook them, both of the groups, and I was a bit hasty, which meant I didn't get as many photos or shots as I wanted, but it meant that, you know, I had my own time to roam around, and therefore the GoPro shots won't show that many people at all because it looked quite dead, understandably, I mean, because of the weather. So I was shocked to see those 2 groups of large elderly people here. Still a good day despite the rain. I'm really grateful that yesterday was really good for the rafting and today wasn't too nice. Well, I would have liked today to be nice as well, but I'm glad that it was today rather than yesterday, which is a good thing. So I'm getting a lift back in about half an hour's time. That's what I mean by I was hasty, as in it should take me 2 hours, but it only took me like, just over an hour, and I'm gonna go get some dinner, so that'll be today. So yeah, it was actually quite an eventful day in the end, but not too bad of a one, to be fair. I can't really complain, so I'll speak to you soon.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me crying out like an animal out in the wild? I shout your name into the night. Tell me, can you feel it too? Feel the love just like I do. Only you can make it right. I shout your name into the night. Hear me calling for you, I'm calling for you. Hear me calling for you, I'm calling for you. Hear me calling for you, I'm calling for you. Hear me calling for you, I'm calling for you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me crying out like an animal out in the wild? I shout your name into the night. Tell me, can you feel it too? Feel the love just like I do. Only you can make it right. I shout your name into the night. Hear me calling for you, I'm calling for you. Hear me calling for you, I'm calling for you. Hear me calling for you, I'm calling for you. Hear me
Right, hi, it's day number 5 here in Slovenia, in Bled. It's such a small little town, you know, I feel like I've done everything there is to do really in Bled. I'm sure it's not true. There is one thing that I kind of wanted to do, but price-wise, I'm not sure if it's worth it. So it's €15 to rent a boat. I'll insert a picture of them here. And you get the boat for like an hour and somebody takes you out to the island in the middle of the Lake Bled. And so that would be quite cool to say I've done and like the novelty of it, but €15 just for that. Obviously it'd be cheaper if I was with people because it's €15 for the boat. So say if I had 2 other people with me, then it would be a €5 each, so that makes sense. But also whilst you're out there, all that's on the island is the castle and a little souvenir shop, and it actually costs €6 to get into the castle as well. So really, hold on. So really I'm spending €21 for that. So I'm not sure if that's worth it just for an hour's time going to the island. It's quite a lot of money, whereas I could get a very nice meal for that instead, which is more important. But it would be nice, so we'll see what we do. I doubt I will do it though. But it's nice just walking around the island. It's a nice chill day today because it's quite cool. It's a lot cooler than the other days. There's clouds in the sky rather than just sun beaming, but it is still quite sunny, not raining unlike yesterday, which sucked. So yeah, quite a nice day to end off my trip in Bled. I leave tomorrow morning. No, I need to do laundry and then I'll leave tomorrow, and then I'm spending one night in Ljubljana again, and then I'm catching, because I screwed things up basically. So I thought I booked 6 nights in Bled in the hostel here, but I didn't, only booked 5 nights. So I leave after tomorrow, and so I leave tomorrow. Tonight's my last night in Bled, and then I leave for Ljubljana. But I thought I booked the night after as well, so I had to quickly book a hostel in Ljubljana to make up for it because all of the ones in Bled were fully booked. So I booked one in Ljubljana, and that's just going to be my bed for the night. But it's actually quite a nice alternative because it's actually a former prison that I'm going to be staying in. That's where my hostel is, so that would be quite cool to stay in and like have the experience in just for one night as well. So yeah, it's actually worked out quite well, hopefully. They're just staying there, they're not moving a muscle. Look at them all, they don't even look like fish. If I throw a stick between them, nothing. Right, so I'm back in Ljubljana now, just sat in this park. Either my allergies are messing up because of the park, or I'm getting ill. My throat's really scratchy and just keeps streaming, my eyes aren't great. But hopefully it's just allergies. Being in a park like this, it makes sense to be. So fingers crossed. Day number 8 in Slovenia as a whole. Obviously spent two nights in Ljubljana first off, and then 5 nights in Bled, and now we're back in Ljubljana. So day number 8 here. Wow, I spent a long time in Slovenia. I didn't realise it's gone very quick, but I do feel like I've done everything. I feel like I don't need this day. I'm wishing that I was moving on already because there's a lot to see in this so little time. Charlie and Chocolate Factory reference there. But we sat in a park called Park Tivoli. I presume it's pronounced, which is like a 20-minute walk from the bus station. So again, I'm early to my hostel that I'm staying in just for a night here in Ljubljana. So I thought I'd just come here, just chill, relax. You know, again, it's cloudy, but it's hot. It's nice. I like it. I like weather like this. I prefer this than like a blazing sun. And I left my sun cream in my big bag, which I've left at the hostel, and they've sort of kept it in a luggage storage whilst I'm walking. So I've just got my backpack here that I look like I'm cuddling. But yeah, so last night here in Slovenia, and then tomorrow morning I will catch, no, not tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening I catch a bus from Ljubljana to Zagreb. So I'll be going through the Croatian border and into country number 5. Tonight I'm staying in a former, I think I mentioned yesterday, I'm staying in like a former military prison. So that should be cool. I'm not sure if cool is the right word for it, but it's, you know, it's remade into a hostel, and it's one that I think it's the biggest hostel in, or the most popular hostel in Slovenia, and one of the most well-known hostels in all of Europe, really. Well, it says so in their bio anyway, but they probably just claim that. But I had heard about it before coming here, so hopefully, I'm only staying there for one night, so it should be interesting. I might give you a tour around. Looks nice when I just went up to reception and dropped off my bag, but I haven't seen it properly. So I'll walk back soon. Flies everywhere, and I'll give you a tour of that. So I've made it to my hostel, which is, like I say, it's a former military prison. All my stuff's down there. Finally got my big bag back, which is good. But obviously, I have the worst of the 4 beds in the dorm because it's me and never lucky. So you got 2 beds up here, like you see in the photo, and my bed's there. The annoying thing about my bed is everybody's storage lockers is under my bed. So it could be like 6 a.m. in the morning, someone needs to get a flight. I'm sleeping on there, they're getting their stuff, and I just wake up and I'm, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Which, you know, I'm only here for one night, I shouldn't really be complaining. This hostel's lovely. It's got an ensuite, for fuck's sake. I mean, like, not many hostels have an ensuite, so it's really nice we got that. And the weather is, you can probably hear it. The weather's just abysmal. The weather's just horrible. But hey ho, that happens sometimes. And I'm now home and dry in the hostel. I'll go out and get some food in a bit. Hopefully it'll dry up. But yeah, good impressions from this hostel so far, to be fair. Really, really nice. Just a shame about the bed. Any of the other beds, I'd be over the moon. Especially one of the bunk beds would be lovely. But hey ho, not too big of a deal. So yeah, speak to you soon. Right, so last day in Slovenia, and have I got good news for all you fashion gurus out there? I haven't just got one new hat. I've got 2 new hats. Obviously I lost my other one at the airport, and that was my pride and joy. It was the hat I always wore, always had in my Instagram pics, everything. I loved it, you know, and I lost it at an airport, and I had to wear some crappy little animal one that's just, it's not very good, it's very old, it's like 10 years old or so, but I had it as a spare, and it's been a good spare, to be fair. But we've got 2 new hats. I've decided to buy 2 in case I lost one again, and I got a belt as well because I needed a belt, because I didn't bring a belt. I don't know why I didn't bring a belt, but it wasn't pretty when I went to the gorges the other day with my shorts falling down. Like, oh, can you take a photo for me? Like, so yeah, I finally got a belt, which is nice. Yeah, so last day in Ljubljana, after that little side story, I leave for Zagreb at 6:30 this evening. So I've got the day here. It's really sunny, too hot, again too hot. I thought I'd explore like the markets and stuff like that, and actually more of the city centre of Ljubljana, because I've been really doing the touristy things. So I just thought I would, you know, check out the centre of town, or the centre of the city, I should say, rather than, you know, all the touristy things. So then it's more local, more real, I guess. And it's been nice. It's been really nice. There's a lot. Yeah, it's quite a small capital, but there's still a fair bit to do, and there's a fair bit to see, and the architecture is just beautiful, really beautiful. I'm looking at a really nice building right now. It looks like there's a concert being set out over there. So yeah, it's been a more eventful day than I thought. I wouldn't have thought that I bought 2 hats and a belt, spent yet more money that I shouldn't. But yeah, hope to catch you on the bus to Zagreb, hopefully later on.